Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the last follow-up video that I'm going to do with ancient Korean history. And, we all know that Johann Gutenberg invented the printing press, and the first book printed was the Bible, and I'm Christian. But there's a lot of evidence that Korea had invented the printing press and had a copy of the printing press long before Johann Gutenberg did. Now, I'm a certified history teacher. When I go to the classroom in the U.S., I'm not going to sit here and contradict a textbook like that, because Europe and East Asia at that time were way, way far apart from each other, and trade between the two nations was extremely limited when when Korea invented the printing press versus when Johann Gutenberg did. But just like we honor Johann Gutenberg for inventing the printing press in Europe, we really need to admire the Koreans for inventing the printing press in East Asia and developing the printing press for their region. Because that's something that we need to note. Because it's a huge accomplishment. So there's a lot of evidence that the Koreans had invented printing press long before Johann Gutenberg did. So it doesn't take away anything Johann Gutenberg did, but we need to recognize the Koreans for their achievement in inventing the printing press in East Asia. So God bless Korea for inventing the printing press in East Asia. And another thing that, this started with ancient Korean history and it carries on to this day. A lot of Koreans are very passionate about scenery, and when you look at the mountains, and in particular if you look at the pine trees in the mountains and in the hills, the pine trees are very carefully crafted. It looks like a brilliant work of art. They're very passionate about scenery, even if it's like the moon shining on the lake, and the scenery is just very beautiful. Korea is a beautiful country, and a lot of European visitors to Korea in the 17th and 18th century, they noted how passionate Koreans were about scenery. And when you go through the countryside and you go through a lot of mountains in Korea, you know how beautiful the country is. You go walk on near the creeks and and see a lot of the rocks near the creeks. The rocks look carefully crafted. It looks like a work of art. It's beautiful. So that's another thing. Also, I've talked about Buddhism and Confucianism influencing Korea. The influence is still prevalent to this day. And it's like Shilya was influenced by the Tang Dynasty in China. Shilya set up a Confucian academy in 682 AD, which is very similar to the Tang Dynasty in China. The schooling, the curriculum, very, very similar. But also, Korea has a large Christian population. They have a heavy Christian population, and one of the reasons being is because I'm a born again Christian, and when you become born again, it's a very emotional situation, and you're praising God, and it's very emotional. But the reason Christianity was able to influence Korea so well compared to a lot of East Asian countries is because there's an old saying that Koreans think with their heart and not with their head. Go down here, think with their heart and not with their head. So when you become born again, it's a very emotional situation. And that's why Christianity was able to gain influence in Korea. And there are several Christian churches when you go there. They have a very large Christian population. One of the largest in Asia. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.